up? Bangers and Mash here. This is the Perfectly Pixelated podcast. I'm Mash.
And I'm Bangerz.
Alright, and let's get right in it. We got a bunch of shit to talk about today.
So, starting off this week, what is it?
They accidentally gave Fallout 4 away for free on the Xbox One.
Oh yeah, this was
a little bit back. We haven't been...
This was about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, we haven't done a podcast since E3, so we are a little behind.
Yeah, there hasn't been really a lot to talk about.
Yeah, so this is one of it. So Fallout 4, fucking Xbox One kind of fucked up, I guess.
So, I guess if they didn't put it on a couple sites, it was on Reddit, and people jumped on it.
Yeah.
And then a bunch of other sites picked it up, and then, of course, Microsoft's like, oh shit.
You're gonna catch wind, obviously, if you're just sitting there blabbing it.
Yeah.
So, a bunch of people got Fallout 4 for $0, but,
they did end up...
Yeah, taking it back. Yeah, and I think that you were mentioned they gave a $10 credit.
Yeah, just for people to be like, okay,
I wonder how much money they ended up having to actually cough up because of that at $10 a pop.
You know what? It was probably like a few tens of thousands.
Probably. I don't think like millions or anything.
No,
I'm
but
sure
it was probably a good maybe like 25K.
Someone probably lost their job. I mean, that's a pretty expensive mistake. Overwatch is getting its competitive mode.
Yeah, and this is new.
It got pushed though. I actually just checked that. It was supposed to be out this month. July or whatever. It's supposed to be out at the end of this month. They're saying mid to end of
August?
Next month.
No, okay, so it's June.
Oh, it's June, sorry, yeah.
So at the end of July.
Mid to end of July.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm not even in the right month, am I?
A couple days and it is July.
Yeah. Alright, so we saw E3, that Death Stranding.
Oh, the Norman Reedus thing?
Yeah, Kojima, Norman Reedus. I don't know. Kind of wanted to go a little more into that. Like, what do you think it's gonna be like?
I have no clue.
No?
It's kind of one of those teaser trailers that just
like a melting, well, not even melting baby. I don't even know what to say. A disappearing baby thing.
Disappearing baby, and he's naked on the beach, and
yeah, I don't
really what could that mean?
It didn't really give us much to work with, but it looks sweet. It does look sweet.
Yeah, and there's a big Kojima following.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess it's a big deal because it's going to be him, not with Konami.
It's probably going to be what is it called? Silent Hill.
Silent Hill-esque, because they're even doing it with Norman Reedus again, so it's kind of like, yeah,
He's probably going to make the game that he wanted to, but it won't be under the Silent Hill title.
Yeah. That's what I figured. Well, he's obviously going to have to use a different story, too, but...
Yeah, but he's probably going to take a lot of what he wanted in the first place.
Yeah, I could see it easily taking place probably in the Silent Hill universe, easily.
If it's not a pyramid head, it's gonna be
what the hell they call it, spiritual successor or whatever, or predecessor, I don't know, whatever, some shit.
And speaking of that, we've been playing Mighty Number 9, which is the spiritual successor to Mega Man.
Mega Man, fuck me, is it hard? I don't care what anyone says. They're all like, oh, buddy, it's easy.
It's easy once you get a couple of the bosses done.
Yeah, but even still, it's pretty. The first boss. Yeah, that was a grind.
It was like, damn, this is a hard game.
Yeah, so, I don't know. I mean, I guess it definitely panders to the Mega Man fans, but the Mega Man fans aren't happy. I don't know why. I think it's a really good game. It's incredibly hard. I think they're...
I'm not the biggest Mega Man fan, but I'm happy with it.
Yeah, I think they just need to get good. That's their problem. They're just pretending they're so elite, but they don't want to actually go back and play a new Mega Man style game.
And the only Mega Mans that come out now are X, X something.
Yeah, the spin-off-y
They're not really the true Mega Mans anymore.
Yeah.
This actually seems like
It feels like you can't really shoot up or anything. We just found out the other day you can actually I guess we play PlayStation, so you hold R2 and square or whatever, and you jump backwards and shoot. We just figured that out.
Oh yeah, there's a whole bunch
Other
of
than that, you shoot straight basically.
More controls, more advanced controls.
Yeah, if you actually look in the tutorial. Okay, yeah. So next thing on this list, No Man's Sky. They were being sued for using the word sky.
And really, that's not fair.
Yeah, it's the same assholes that sued Microsoft and made them change their little SkyDrive thing to OneDrive. They actually won the battle, though. They won the legal battle. I guess it was...
Who won it?
I guess I should mention No Man's Sky.
No Man's Sky won it, okay.
Yeah, so they're allowed to keep Sky in their name. I guess you're not allowed to use the word Sky.
I don't know who owns those kind of names, man.
I don't know. Obviously some douchebag because...
With money.
With money, not afraid to hire a lawyer.
Yeah.
It's like what's his nuts known in OJ. Gene Simmons or something like that. I think he owns the term OJ for orange juice.
Really?
So if you use OJ, or like Donald Trump and you're fired, not political Donald Trump, I'm just saying like Donald Trump, like the whole you're fired. Like,
just The Apprentice.
Yeah, if you use it in the context of like you're firing someone, you owe his ass money.
And really, I understand, what is it? I understand paying people for, I don't know.
Trademarks?
Trademarks, yeah. I understand trademarks, but that's really
But like on a word?
On a word, it's like happy birthday.
That people are gonna use?
Yeah. If you use happy birthday in the context.
The word sky, like at what point, like the word and, you're not allowed to use the word and, or the ampersand, the little and symbol.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Like, you're not allowed to use that, so you can't be like whatever in sons.
Oh,
Like, well, I don't know, I'm just saying,
no,
like,
yeah,
is that what's next? Is that what we're coming to? Anyways, we're digressing way too much from, like, video games and shit.
No, but it makes sense.
So, Nintendo's NX, I think it's going to be a failure.
And you know what? We've talked about it, and no matter what Nintendo puts out, even if it fails, people are still going to buy it.
Yeah, they'll still sell an ass ton of them like they did the Wii.
It doesn't even matter
because
if it's
the new gimmick thing. But, I mean, they flat out went out and said that they don't care if it's a strong system. It's going to be the games that's going to sell it. So they're not trying to even compete. I get they're not trying to really truly compete with PlayStation and Xbox One, but they're basically like saying that like it's not in their ideas or goals to make this thing a powerful machine.
When I think about
no, but if you're instantly releasing an obsolete system, like
what's the point of putting it out?
What the fuck is, at least make it sort of like okay up to specs, and then maybe even better because let's face facts, the PS4 and the Xbox One are pretty gutless. Why do you think they're doing this Neo and Scorpio shit? Because they know they put out gutless systems, so why would Nintendo just put out a gutless system?
See, like, when I think about Nintendo, I think about, like, no third-party games.
No, yeah, exactly. You're going to get your Marios, you're going to get your Zeldas, like, probably Metroid and shit, but you're going to be waiting, like, a year before they make each one of these things.
But that's what the fans want. The fans want that Zelda game. And really, during E3, that's the only thing they showed for Zelda.
Okay, Zelda, but then it's like, how long are you going to wait for your Mario? Like, 6 months? And then, like, another 6 months and you're going to get, like, your whatever? Like, I don't know.
If they give the fans what they want,
like,
they will sell.
But I know people want, like, I don't like it, but I know people want, like, Call of Duty and shit like that
unfortunately.
on their system,
and
right?
they want online access.
Yeah, they want, like...
Nintendo's
they want the games that Xbox One and PS4 get. Like the ones that are released across all platforms, except the Wii U, right? Like, they feel like they're getting shafted.
I understand that, but, like, during the Wii... Before the Wii U, there were games going on to the Wii, and they were ported and they were shitty.
Yeah.
And I don't get why they had to make them shitty.
The Wii sold an ass ton of shit because the gimmick, it was at a time in between, like, PlayStation had their PS3, Xbox had their 360. Oh no, they didn't even have that yet. It was the Wii came out first, I believe. And it was just like, okay, there was
motion controls.
Yeah, there was a lull or whatever, and then bang, the motion controls.
Because you didn't have any other competition.
That was the selling factor. How many people went out, bought that and Wii Sports, played it for like maybe 10 minutes.
Oh, Wii Sports was the
worst. How many people did that though? Like, got it, played it, not even 10 minutes. They played it for like a night, and then the thing sat there and collected dust.
I'm sure like 90%.
Probably a lot of them. So yeah, they sold an ass ton, but how many people followed up on the games and shit? They tried it with the Wii U, like, and it failed because that whole thing, it's fucking dead, man.
Nintendo has a lot of promise, but they just never give the fan exactly what they want.
Personally, I love Nintendo. I'm not even trying to bag on them.
Everyone grew up with Nintendo.
Yeah, this is my problem. If the fucking NX fails, who the fuck is going to trust Nintendo ever again?
Well, you're saying, like, will the NX sell to a mature audience?
Well, not even that. Well, yeah, I mean, right? I don't think it will.
Will the NX make the mature audience money? The same as, like, the PlayStation.
They're going to get the money from the kids. The kids will play that shit.
Kids and parents.
Parents will buy into that. But, like, yeah, you're not going to get any kind of You're not going to get the PC people, obviously, to convert. Like, I understand that.
The PC people,
elitist.
They will wait for emulators no matter what.
Yeah, exactly. But, like, I don't know. If it fails, I have a feeling we're not going to trust Nintendo anymore.
Okay, so what's up next?
Umbrella Corps.
Now, me and Mash did stay up and play the release of Umbrella Corps.
You can check that on our channel, Bangerz and Mash Live.
Yeah, there is a couple hours of that on there. It's a pretty cool game.
Yeah, it's low budget. It's definitely $30 game. I honestly think it maybe could be a $20 game, and that's an okay price point for it.
I think they're gonna it's gonna drop in price.
Yeah, it still feels like it's almost in its like alpha, beta sort of stage.
It
like
really
it's hard
does.
to tell. Like for example, if your character's crouching on the ground and moving, like he moves at like ultra supersonic speed
Oh, yeah, it's slick.
to the point it doesn't look like your guy's actually physically moving right. It looks like he's just gliding on the
like
ground while he's he's
slide.
swimming. It looks like he's swimming through the floor. So it's kind of like it doesn't feel like a full game. They're not claiming to be a Resident Evil though. So people gotta stop griping over. Oh my God, it's Resident Evil.
It's just the name.
Yeah, they're remaking Resident Evil 2. They already said that.
I really do want to play that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Fuck yeah. And they're doing Resident Evil 7. So what's it matter that in between then they claim their junior team?
You know that's my problem.
Yeah, they keep blaming on the junior team. But okay, hold on. We'll get into that in a second. Like the junior team is like. Oh, now I'm seeing. Now you made me forget my point. Well, let's talk about the junior team.
The junior team is my problem. They're like.
Yeah,
They want to say, well, you know, it wasn't really made by the Capcom team. It was made by the junior team, and it's like, well, you know what? That's kind of like admitting failure.
Yeah.
Why did you release a game to only just like throw a bunch of people under the bus?
Yeah. Anyways, about the game, like it's got a 3 versus 3 one life match. That shit is intense.
It's really intense.
They do have a mission mode, which is kind of like you're just free deathmatch, like for the most part. There's usually an objective, but it's pretty.
At least it lets you play longer than like 5 minutes.
Yeah, you respawn at least. Because one thing we noticed with the 3 versus 3 is if you get wiped out in the beginning, which like one bullet kills you like easily. Like it's you have machine guns and one bullet will easily kill you if they hit your jammer or like just coincidentally headshot you or some shit. You're down like. It's really, really brutal tough.
Truth is, all of this that we're talking about Umbrella Corps is probably going to go into our review.
Yeah, you'll probably see a review on our Bangerz and Mash. So I guess we can move on. Oh yeah, the Resident Evil 7 demo.
Which was, I didn't like it.
I didn't like it. Everyone's trying to make it this big thing. Like,
people are trying to say it's scary.
Yeah, honestly, you can watch it once again on Bangerz and Mash Live.
It was all of 15 minutes. Now, we didn't find everything.
We didn't go through and click on every fucking thing.
We maybe should have spent a bit more time. But, you know, like, boom, it was over, and it was like, okay, well...
Because I thought it was going to be a little long. I thought it would be, like, the length of PT or something.
That was kind of cool.
Like, PT was awesome. Like, and then you went and tried this. It was, like, first off, you're, like, big rip-off of PT. Like, I don't like the first-person mode. Like, I really don't like that. That's not Resident Evil.
We should reinstall PT, seeing as how you do have it.
I do have PT. We should do a
comparison.
Yeah.
We should be like, okay, well, this is a rip-off, this is a rip-off.
Look at us also working while we're doing a podcast.
Jump scare.
Yeah. So the company Valve, you were talking about them there. I think they did Portal, you said?
Yeah, Valve does a lot.
Yeah. So I guess they don't like the VR exclusives, and they say it's a risky business. They don't want to get involved in it. They're saying it's dumb.
I think about VR, and I think about it just being fad, trend.
Yeah, they're basically saying they're not buying into it.
Lots of companies are pushing the VR.
Their big thing is they're saying there's a lot of, like, companies that are going to try and cash in on this, right?
Oh, definitely.
Right? So the problem is there's going to be a bunch of shady games, they're saying, like shady companies with shady games with shady practices.
It's no different than some indie companies.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess is Valve a really big company?
Valve is a big company.
I would say they're pretty big. Like,
Valve owns Steam.
Well, there you go then.
Right? So, like, they do control what people buy sometimes.
Yeah. So the fact that
maybe
they don't like VR...
You might not see, like, a big VR section in Steam.
Or if there is, they're not going to push it at all,
No.
I bet you there won't be any advertising for it or nothing. They won't push any of that shit. They don't see... Well, I mean, you never know, though. They might. Like, if you toss enough money at a company.
When they start seeing profits, they'll probably start pushing the VR.
Yeah.
Harder than everyone.
Yeah, so I guess our next little topic is PSVR discussion. You think it's going to fail?
Yeah.
The PlayStation VR.
Not
VR. I think VR in general is a good, like, educational tool or something. For games, I just don't know. Like, we've tried Retro Red's VR headset, and it's like, I never find myself wanting to wear that thing for like an hour. Like,
no,
let alone like
I don't
20
think
minutes.
I could wear it an hour.
Yeah, like, it just kind of rides on your head. Like, yeah, I know, like, they fit kind of decent and stuff, but they're just...
There's lots of them
it's something on your head.
Yeah, there's lots of them that are trying to make them more what's that?
Ergonomic. Yeah, whatever.
Ergonomic on the head, so then it feels right. They want people to wear it for like long periods of time.
Yeah.
And you know what? Like if there's cords, it better be wireless.
Yeah.
And then you have like...
No, there isn't. Like I think it connects to a box or some shit.
Yes.
Did you see it?
No, I haven't seen... Like I've seen prototypes of it.
It like hooks to the PlayStation, which plugs in also.
Oh, as soon as you have a cord.
Which like from the PlayStation it hooks to a box, which from there is like its own like little processor thing for it.
Oh, you know.
So that it makes it like it's essentially like it's like an expansion pack style thing like with the N64. Like it's kind of like that. It's like a little thing off to the side that helps give it that extra oomph.
When I think about VR, I think about one, if there's a cord, you're going to be tripping over a cord. Two, if it has a battery, you're going to be constantly charging.
Yeah, I think it is a cord.
It just never feels like fluid.
Yeah, and then the motion controls and stuff.
And then if you have stuff in your hands, and then you have
a camera.
Oh, you have a camera. Then they want you to use. Well, then you got your PlayStation controller, you got your VR controller, you got your VR headset. Yeah. Like they might as well give you something to put it all in too.
Well, and something tells me, like with the PS Neo thing, people have been saying it's just a rumor that it's coming out this year. So I'm thinking almost that might be there to help piggyback that shit.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Something tells me, I don't know.
I'm sure they've been working on the Neo longer than they've let on.
Yeah, they're probably trying to tie both those in together.
They've probably... they probably told everyone about the Neo right when there was like post-production or pre-production.
Oh, I bet you day one, once they released it, the PS4, they were probably like working on the next prototype.
Speaking of consoles,
there's probably a PlayStation 5 already in the works.
Well,
I guarantee fucking to you, man.
But the Xbox Scorpio is so much smaller than the original Xbox One.
Yeah, but what about heat?
Like, no, and you no longer have a big power pack. They finally put it all into one system.
Nice.
It's really nice and slick. I actually, if I might rebuy an Xbox just for it. Just because it's going to fit better in my know, in my space.
See, with the PlayStation Neo, I already have a Sony upscaler. Yeah. So I don't need the upscaler aspect of it. I mean, I'm guessing shit'll download a little faster and crap like that. Like all the processing speed will probably be a little like...
Unless the processor kicks the PS4 out of the water.
I don't think it will though. Like you're not gonna essentially change anything that'll like change the games. Like you're probably just gonna change the shit that's like...
The worst thing I can see coming is like PS Neo exclusive.
Yeah, and they said they're not going to do that. If they don't, then that's really, once again, who's going to trust PlayStation?
That sort of thing just makes me mad.
Yeah, like Sony already shafted everyone with the fucking PSP, essentially, in my opinion. Like, that wasn't a great system.
In North America.
Yeah, in North America. Same with the Vita in North America.
Yeah, because, like, Vita sales
So
are
here's
great.
the VR now. The Move fucking flopped, as far as I know. Like, same with, like... like the nunchuck shit, the camera. I'm trying to think, like all that crap failed.
They keep trying.
So here's the VR, and it's like they've already said it's not going to be as strong as the Oculus Rift and crap. So like,
the Oculus Rift is really expensive.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
Yeah.
People aren't going to spend $1,200 for a PlayStation peripheral.
Oh, another thing PlayStation said too is they're trying all this shit because they're trying to compete with PC. Yeah. That is a big mistake, though. Like, that you can't try and keep up with a PC. A PC is constantly ever evolving. Like,
so same
the
topic.
People will stay on PC. Like,
same topic. Xbox says if you purchase a game on PC or Xbox and it's compatible, you get it for both systems.
Yeah, that's dope.
So like 2 for the price of 1, and even they're saying that's a bit of a risk.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on from all this, like, because this is still just all talk, really. We don't know truly everything about it. So, Battlefield 1.
We saw the E3 demo.
Yeah. They're saying now that weather and destruction will change up how the game plays.
I really hope it does. That can be a really real turning point.
Yeah. So if it's like all muddy and shit, I guess it probably plays different.
I would like to see my players slow down a little bit.
I definitely it's nice to see them, especially the destruction and shit. Like, everyone loved the whole, like, knocking buildings down and stuff like that with the tanks.
Starting in, like, Battlefield, the first Battlefield.
Yeah.
That was, like, Revolution. Well, no, starting in, like, Red Faction when you could, like, blow open walls.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I'm looking forward to Battlefield 1, I gotta say.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
And then we saw the bit of Call of Duty. And the Call of Duty was like, oh, wow, this is better than I expected.
Yeah, it totally looks space-like. But, I mean, we're kind of going back to the E3 thing here.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 14, they're saying it might be coming to Xbox One.
I don't know anything about that, actually.
Yeah, I don't know. I heard it. Apparently, they're in discussion or something.
See, because, like, 14 isn't the newest one. It's 15.
Yeah, I know.
Is 14,
maybe
is 14 online?
Maybe it's 15 then. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it was Final Fantasy 14.
Yeah, and see, I can't
I
really
could be wrong, though. It's either 14 or 15, so if I'm wrong, whatever, I'm an idiot. What do you think of the new Zelda?
Well, considering how much time E3 gave it...
Yeah.
I'm happy with it.
I think it looks pretty wicked.
It does kind of make me want to buy whatever system.
Yeah, the NX or whatever. It is intriguing. Back to the NX thing.
But then, like, whatever, we're either going to
Zelda.
Yeah, we're going to plow through the game, and then it's going to be like, okay, now what do we do with the NX or the Wii U?
But back to the actual Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Wow, it does look pretty awesome, don't you agree?
Yeah, it looks great. Like, I did notice it looks like they're kind of trailing off from the regular Zelda, though. Like,
you were saying something about weapons.
It seems more like survival. Yeah, because back in the day it would be like you open up a chest and here's your like Goron hammer or something, and it's like, okay, now you have that as part of your arsenal.
You didn't like how many weapons were included.
This like kind of looked like it's like, oh, I could choose my sword, or I can choose an axe, or I can choose blah blah. It was like Link always had his sword. And then it was like, okay, now I'm gonna use like my C, right? If you're talking N64 or something, and I'm gonna use my Deku stick or Deku seed, or I'm gonna use my fucking hammer or something like that, or bow and arrow,
Yeah, you definitely know more about it than
Yeah. So I don't know. It seems like they've changed that whole aspect, and I don't know. I mean, we'll see how that.
So you're happy with the gameplay, but you're maybe not going to be happy with the actual story.
No, the actual gameplay, I think they might have changed up a bit, which I'm a little iffy on. I'm not sure. From what they've shown, it looks a little different than like how I remember Zelda's being.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like Ocarina of Time or Majora's Mask, fucking.
Well, they started off doing that art
Twilight
style
Princess
on like
and shit.
Yeah,
See, I didn't like Wind Waker and crap.
No.
No, I didn't like the whole sailing through the sea thing. That got really boring.
Oh yeah, that was that.
Yeah.
I did play that one. Okay, so that's where that art style kind of started off. Was that
cartoony shit?
That cartoony, yeah.
Yeah, like the actual gameplay was okay, and I had no problem with the gameplay. I just did not like doing that fucking Bowden shit. So the new God of War, I guess it's now Norse.
Norse gods.
I guess like Thor, Loki, Odin, shit like that. I don't know what I think about that. I don't really like that. I kind of wish, like, why is fucking Kratos suddenly in Scandinavian islands?
Well, because they ran out of Greek mythology.
I guess that's probably it. I feel like there's more Greek mythology they really could have probably used if they dug hard enough.
There probably is.
I just don't think people would recognize any of the names or say it. Like,
I would have liked to see...
I don't even know, like, any of them. It'd be like, oh, Mephistopheles or some weird shit, and everyone would be like, who the fuck is that guy? Like, I don't know. I don't know all the Greek gods or anything like that, but I guarantee you they didn't use all the gods.
Maybe they did. I don't know, man. Yeah, it seems like a stretch going from Greek mythology to like Norse god stuff.
Like we're not talking straight Viking. Like, it's not going to be like Viking.
Maybe it should have been Viking.
Maybe it'll be like Valhalla and shit, but I don't think it'll be straight like Viking. I'm thinking it's going to be like pre that. Like I said, it'll be more like the Thor, Loki, and blah blah blah. I don't think they're going to be so like fucking horns on their helmet and blah blah. Maybe like I don't know. I don't really know how I feel about that. I'm still going to play it, so I guess when it comes out we'll review it, but that's still not a while away.
Yeah.
So some woman, she sued Microsoft over Windows 10. It installed on her computer, and she's claiming that she didn't want it or she didn't authorize it, and basically she won 10 grand because Microsoft didn't want to fight it.
Oh my god.
They literally just settled.
You know how many people probably felt the same way?
Yeah, but it's like, does that mean everyone's can step forward and sue them? Like, they shouldn't have done that, because it's like, now
open the doors,
open the floodgate to people trying to sue you, being like, you didn't have access. Like, just because they were too lazy to battle her in court, like, you probably would have spent less and won.
It was a payout, and they probably didn't want it to go into like a class action of people like, we don't like Windows 10.
Yeah, I guess, and just trying to like damage control, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a new Family Guy, Futurama, King of the Hill, Bob's Burgers, and American Dad all rolled into one in a game.
What?
No Simpsons though.
What's it called?
Yeah, it's Animation Throwdown: The Quest for Cards.
It sounds like
it's like a Hearthstone.
It sounds like Fox just like
yeah
throwing up.
Their animation domination. Everything but Simpsons though. Simpsons didn't.
Simpsons is like fuck off.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like Hearthstone. I don't play Hearthstone, so I don't know, but that's what everyone's comparing it to.
I guess it's kind of cool.
It's card shit, I guess. I don't know.
I don't see it going into the physical world.
Oh, this one's pretty big in my books. Overwatch beats out League of Legends as most popular game in Korea internet cafes. I don't know if that makes a difference that it's in internet cafes, but
lots of people go to internet cafes.
I'm assuming in Korea, internet cafes are like the shit.
They're still a big thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I imagine. So
you just go and log into your League of Legends play for a while.
Yeah, everyone's playing Overwatch there now instead of League of Legends. That's pretty big, man. League of Legends is huge.
That's true. Like League of Legends has a huge following. It's a bit toxic.
So it's like giant in Korea, what I'm hearing. Wow, there is a crazy thunderstorm as we speak. So on the topic of Overwatch, they're nerfing Torbjorn on the console.
Now, have they already nerfed him on PC? I think they have.
No, they didn't. They didn't. It's because on PC you can like.
They've nerfed McCree.
They have different problems. They had a problem with Widowmaker and shit because people on control with a keyboard and mouse, they can like snap to and from really fast, like a lot faster than.
Talking like quick scope.
Shit like that, yeah, like
or no scope
on a keyboard and mouse. I guess is like apparently a lot easier because you just kind of line the mouse up right and like click. Right?
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
So compared to a console where you're on a controller using an analog, trying to turn around, trying to adjust your aim and stuff, right? Like it's a little harder. So I guess they were having crazy like problems with Torb.
We've been talking about Overwatch since we started playing it.
Yeah.
Like some of the conversations are good. Well, you know what? A lot of the conversations are good, and then we get into like who should be nerfed.
Yeah.
Why they should be nerfed.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like a constant debate. It's like
after every match. I personally don't think Torb should be nerfed, or if they are going to nerf him, they shouldn't do it the way they're doing. They're giving his turret a 30% hit of damage, and so it does 30% less damage.
You were saying something like it disappears when you die or something.
No. I was saying that's something they should do.
Oh, that's something. Yeah,
that should be a nerf. Like they should do something like that. Make his turret disappear if he dies. Or if you don't want to do that, okay, make the snap speed of it so it doesn't lock on instantly. Or fucking make it like weaker and make Torbjorn himself stronger so it entices characters to go out and attack more with him instead of hugging their turret. Like, I don't know, like these are just ideas. Like they didn't have to just give his turret like a hit. Because now he's going to just be, like, I have a feeling he's going to be just a weak character. This, I think, comes at the end of July, too.
I think they're trying to make everything... They're not going to be too risky.
But that's the thing. In competitive, no one really uses Torbjorn because he's not really actually a good character.
Yeah, that's what you were saying. And you know what? Like, I've played as him. I've gotten lots of kills as him. I don't know if I could play him competitively, but I can sure play him on the defense.
Yeah,
play him a bit on the offense.
Yeah, I find, like, if you play really early in the morning, really late at night... You're going to be playing against, like, these elite dudes that, like, you know, they don't need a team with Torbjorns on it to win.
Yeah, but you're also saying you're getting into these matches and there's six
of them.
Six of everybody.
That's where it does get a little, like, I don't know, I've been owned by a group of 6 Reapers or, like, a group of 6...
Mercies.
Oh, the Mercies were easy.
You said 6 Mercies.
Yeah, that was just shooting fish in a barrel. We're kind of going on too much about Overwatch, so let's,
We probably will have an Overwatch review coming out. And probably some more Overwatch discussions as we...
Yeah, that'll be on our Bangerz and MASH.
We're going to be talking about some nerfs and stuff.
Yeah. So on Bangerz and MASH, we'll probably be talking about and doing a review of Overwatch right
And MASH has been playing Overwatch nonstop.
Yeah, nonstop.
There's 4-hour streams, there's 2-hour streams, there's 1-hour streams.
That's on our Bangerz and MASH live. Of course, there's our podcast. You're listening to it right now. What else do we got going right now?
Preacher. We've been following Preacher.
You can check us out on Facebook or Twitter. Preferably Facebook, because our Twitter's a little weak. So we want to start a new thing here, and it's we want to suggest a game that you play this week, just so you can get to know how we are and blah blah blah, and you know what we suggest, I guess.
Yeah, we're gonna start off with something really
basic.
Really. What is it, like vanilla?
Vanilla, yeah.
This first one's going to be really anyone can pick it up and play it.
But if you hear our podcast, we want you to go out and play Mario 64.
We do believe it's one of the best Marios, unless you can get Mario Sunshine.
Mario Sunshine's great, but I don't know. I would honestly say we just recently went back and played Mario 64.
It was good fun.
And yeah, it was good fun. Honestly, go back, play Mario 64.
Anytime I've played Mario, I have a blast.
Yeah. So every time we do this podcast, we're going to suggest a different game that you guys try playing. Obviously, you've probably already tried this.
Probably 90%.
Yeah, but...
You know, if you haven't played it...
If you haven't played it within the last, like, I don't know, I'll say 6 months or something.
Go back,
get your ass on there.
Do a couple levels, get a couple stars.
Yeah, and go have a blast, man. Like, that's all we did, and we ended up sitting down and beating, the whole fucking game, man. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, it started off just as, like...
We didn't even film it. We were legit just doing it for fun.
Yeah, like, pretty much.
Yeah.
Thinking back, we should have filmed it because it was pretty funny.
Yeah, it was. It really was. So, anyways, this has been another Bangers and Mash Perfectly Pixelated podcast.
Tune in and subscribe, like we said. You can check us out on Facebook, Twitter. We have 2 YouTube accounts. Yeah. Bangers and Mash, that does our reviews. Bangers and Mash Live, that does a lot of our live streaming.
Yeah, our live streams and all kinds of gameplay. And I guess until next time, Bangers and Mash, signing off.